U.S. recover from the severe cold. Forecasters warn that dangerous extra-cold conditions will persist into Monday morning for a huge swath of the U.S. from the Gulf Coast into New England that was cleaning up after a weekend. Bomb cyclone brought heavy snow and flight cancellations to North Carolina and flurries, and falling iguanas in Florida. Temperatures will begin inching up throughout the day, but more misery is expected for over 100,000 people still without power from last month's ice storm in the south. About 150 million people were under cold weather advisories and extreme cold warnings Sunday in the eastern portion of the U.S., with single-digit temperatures in southern states and the coldest air mass in South Florida since December 1989, said Peter Mullinax, a National Weather Service meteorologist in College Park, Maryland. Heavy snowfall continues in North Carolina. The National Weather Service office for Raleigh, North Carolina, warned that wind chills will drop early Monday to near 0 Fahrenheit. Snow and ice will linger with refreezing tonight, making travel hazardous, the office said Sunday on social media. Use caution on roads and dress in warm layers. In eastern North Carolina, James City recorded 18 inches of snow, while Swansboro recorded 17 inches, the Weather Service reported. The bomb cyclone, known to meteorologists as an intense, rapidly strengthening weather system, contributed to nearly a foot of snow in and around Charlotte, North Carolina's largest city. The snowfall represented a top 5 snow event all-time there, Mullinax said. Flight cancellations exceeded 28-0 in the U.S. on Saturday, with at least another 18-0 on Sunday, according to FlightAware, a flight tracking and data company. More than 800 of those Sunday cancellations were for flights departing from or arriving at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. The storm caused an hours-long mess on Interstate 85 northeast of the city, after a crash left dozens of semi-tractors and other vehicles backed up into Saturday evening, according to the State Highway Patrol. More than 1,000 traffic collisions and 2 road deaths were reported, North Carolina Gov. Josh Stein said Sunday. It's an impressive cold shot for sure, and there are daily records that are being seen down in the south, Mullinax said. Freezing temperatures continue in the Sunshine State. The Tampa-St. Petersburg area in Florida saw snow flurries, while temperatures dropped to the 20s in the Panhandle and 30s in South Florida on Sunday. That left cold-stunned iguanas lying motionless on the ground. Iguanas in South Florida go dormant in cold weather, and although they usually wake when temperatures warm, reptiles are likely to die after extreme cold that lasts more than a day. The cold also left ice on strawberries and oranges in the state. Farmers in Florida sometimes spray water on fruit trees and berry plants to protect them from the cold. 119 deaths linked to wintry weather and storms have been reported across the U.S. since late January. In Tennessee and Mississippi, 2 states hit by a prior storm that brought snow and ice, more than 81,000 customers remained without electricity by Sunday evening, according to the outage tracking website PowerOutage.us. Nashville Electric Service said it expects 90% of its customers to have power restored Tuesday, with 99% getting electricity back by next Sunday, 2 weeks after the earlier storm hit. Gov. Bill Lee said he shared strong concerns with leadership of the utility, which has defended its response, and said the storm was unprecedented. Mississippi officials said it was the state's worst winter storm since 1994. About 80 warming centers were opened, and National Guard troops delivered supplies by truck and helicopter. Matilda Washington, a resident of Vicksburg, Mississippi, said she lost power in the previous storm and spent 3 nights at a hotel with her son before her electricity was restored Thursday. On Monday morning will be the last of numerous record low temperatures before the cold begins to moderate throughout the rest of the week. Over 100 daily record lows were set over the weekend. New York City will be creeping out of its coldest December through January period since 2011. The city has spent 9 days below freezing. Down the coast in Miami, a high of 52 degrees yesterday was lower than Denver's high of 62 degrees. Only 64 million people remain under cold alerts this morning, yet as temperatures slowly moderate, highs will still be 5 to 15 degrees below average for most people east of the Mississippi. In North Carolina, one house shook and another collapsed. In Kitty Hawk on North Carolina's Outer Banks, Susan Sawin said her house got a whopping amount of snow and strong winds that reminded her of a nor'easter. My house shook in that terrible wind. She has a snowdrift about 6 meters high outside her house, but she did not lose power. Sawin said she was thankful there was sufficient warning from officials ahead of the bomb cyclone. Also in North Carolina, officials said an unoccupied beachfront house in the Buxton community on Hatteras Island collapsed in heavy surf Sunday. Mullinax said parts of the Carolinas are going to be digging out for several days as they contend with gusty winds and bitterly cold wind chills. Heading into Tuesday and Wednesday, light snow could fall in the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic, from Washington and possibly into New York City, he said.